I'm gonna dig into this while you guys get reacquainted with an old organic favorite, Messy Bessy.
Messy Bessy is a painting that I actually painted years before the product came out. And when I finally decided to start a line of green household cleaners, my sister and I decided to use the face as the logo, and we named her Messy Bessy. Messy Bessy actually started from Project House. House stands for Helping Ourselves Through Sustainable Enterprises. It's basically a project that helps to employ and train at-risk young adults. The at-risk young adults come from several places, some from organizations like We Foundation, Verlani Foundation, International Justice Mission, and Caritas Manila, and a few others. And then we also have at-risk young adults who are directly from impoverished communities. Right now, we have 18 at-risk young adults. When we say at-risk, that means formerly abused, formerly trafficked, or even just impoverished, most of whom also are high school dropouts. So we have a program in-house that helps them obtain a high school diploma. When putting up a business, we always wanted it to have a strong core value. So in this case, it's environmentalism. And the idea is so these at-risk young adults are brought out of the victim complex. So they're part of a company that gives back. So instead of just them always being on the receiving end, they're part of something that also gives back. So I think in some ways that helps them also get a bit more empowered. I did have my hesitations when I was putting this up. I wasn't sure how well the market was going to receive it. People might have thought, or might even think up to this day, that it's such a, item of maybe luxury. It's also very hard to enter a business that is going to compete with such a simple and cheap commodity, which are household cleaners. So it was quite a challenge and a risk. But I think on the other end, I knew that there was no local line of green cleaners. And I knew that several people who wanted this. So I really just took a risk and started it. This is the eucalyptus all-purpose scrub. So this was actually one of the first 7 products. And it's still one of the best sellers to this day. And it's my personal favorite product. I don't have any chemistry background. Our first 7 products were actually just from recipes that I picked up from the web. But of course, as we grew, I started hiring chemists and all these people to come up with a more sophisticated product. Right now, they're doing one of our best sellers called the Sports Spritzer. This is for, you can spray it on your gym bag or on equipment, even on yourself after exercising. Well, right now, our premises, we use ingredients that are derived from nature. So when we use, for example, alcohol, we make sure it's alcohol from sugarcane. We also try to do green practices from the very start of production to the end of production. So we try to recycle, and from a consumer end, we also try to encourage our customers to refill their bottles. We accept even returned bottles and give them a return bottle discount. So these are the refilled bottles I was telling you about. They are priced only almost double the sprayer. So for example, the disinfectant aroma sprayer is this. So this is priced only almost double this, even if the size is 4 times or more the size of that. It's really to encourage people to refill. And then we accept the bottles, the returned bottles, and give them 10 pesos off their next purchase in select outlets, like the weekend markets. To me, the biggest advantage of using green cleaners is to have a safer home for your family. When you do your own research, I think when anybody will do their own research, I think they'll realize how toxic and harmful a lot of these chemicals are. So when you do use green cleaners, it's actually a lot safer for you, and it'll even ensure you a better future rather than using these chemicals. I don't think there are any disadvantages of going green. Of course, some people say it's quite expensive, but I think that's really a myth. A lot of these green products, including ours, really last longer than the ones that are readily available. And as Messy Bessy at least will grow bigger, I can ensure that our prices will go down and will be more and more competitive with the ones that are available. I think another misconception with green products is that it's just a trend or it's a fad. But if I were to say something about it, I think it's good to say that being green is actually the commonsensical thing to do, especially now in light of all the natural disasters and the disease. It really boils down to making a decision to use what is natural and what is healthy for all of us. One of our challenges is to make households switch. And when I say household, it's not just the owners of the house, but also the helpers who clean the house. So how we address this problem is we hold these green cleaning workshops. So anybody can call us and we can hold these workshops in their homes for free, just to teach everybody on how to use Messy Bessy and to understand the importance of green cleaning. My tip for families to make the switch is first to get informed. Especially now with the web, there's so many sources on how to make a green lifestyle, or even more importantly, to figure out why it's important to switch to the greener lifestyle. And I think once people get informed on the importance of this, then it's easier to do the rest, because now there are products and services readily available here in Manila. We've been quite happy with the response to Messy Bessy. A lot of people apparently have been looking for a local line of green cleaners, and some of them even use Messy Bessy as the first step into making that switch to a greener lifestyle. We have customers who say that Messy Bessy makes them inspired to even do other things that are green for their homes. So that's a source of pride for us.